Sorry guys, my camera stopped filming for some reason. Okay, so I'm going to recap what we did so far. We just wrote down what we are looking for and our givens. We're looking for how long the ramp is. We have determined that the length of the ramp is the hypotenuse. And we wrote down that what we are given is the angle and the adjacent length. Angle is 12 degrees and our adjacent length is 4 meters. Then we tried to figure out which tool we're going to use. Are we going to use sine, cosine, or tangent? We are given again our adjacent and our hypotenuse. We do not have our opposite. Our opposite is not given. I just removed that. Because our opposite is not given, we cannot use sine and we cannot use tangent. But what we can use is cosine theta because again we have our angle. We are looking for our hypotenuse and we have our adjacent. So you always want to have the variable that you are looking for also in the equation. Okay? In place of hypotenuse, I put x because you guys are used to that. And now we're going to go about solving this. Because you guys, a lot of you guys do not have scientific calculators, I'm going to show you the step-by-step way for us to solve this. So the first thing that we do is we calculate cosine of 12. So you press cosine, punch in 12, equals. Let's write down the decimal. I'm going to go to 4 decimal places. So 0.9781 equals 4 over x, right? Now, whenever we have a number, we know that the denominator is 1. To solve for x now, what we can do is we can cross multiply. So, we're going to have 4 times 1 equals, so 4 times 1 is obviously 4, equals 0.9781 times x, and then we get 0.9781x. So 0.9781 times x equals 0.9781 times x. Great. Now we want to again isolate for x. Right now, we said that this number 0.9781 is multiplied to x. So in order to get x all by itself, we have to divide our right side by 0.9781 so that, if you guys notice on your calculators, when you divide a number by itself, you get 1. And so this number cancels out. Whatever we do to the right side, we have to do to the left side. So we're going to divide 4 divided by 0.9781 as well. So I'm just going to continue that. I hope you guys can see. I'm sorry. I'm going to continue that down here. So now finally, guys, try to line up your equal signs as well. Put my equal sign in. On my right side, I still have my x, which I can finally solve. And on my calculator now, what I have to calculate is, let me move this over. What I have to calculate is 4, you guys can see, 4 divided by 0.9781. So let's punch that into our calculator. 4 divided by 0.9781. And what I have here is call it 4.1. So 4.1 meters. That's my x. So now I know that based upon this example problem, our x equals 4.1 meters. Then you go ahead and write yourself, you go ahead and write yourself a concluding statement. Something along the lines of, therefore, the 3 dots represents the therefore word. Therefore, the length of the ramp is, and also guys, when you're answering short answer problems, you need to have a concluding statement, is 4.1 meters, done. So that's one example. Let's say instead of finding a side line, you want to find an angle instead. All right? So let's make that our example 2. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to do stairs? Let's do stairs. Okay, stairs are a bit steeper. So let's say, again, you're a carpenter, making a set of stairs. How do you want these stairs to look like? Okay, let's have that. Maybe this. Steep stairs, okay, sure. Alright, so stairs, maybe they look a little bit like this. Last step, sweet. Again, we have our, I always have to check if my camera just stops recording randomly. Okay, this symbol here represents the right angle. Again, 90 degrees. And let's say, again, we're looking for the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation just means that you're starting off from this line here and you're going up. So we're looking for this angle here. We're looking for this angle here. What do you guys want to be given? Let's be given how high. Okay, let's do that. Let's say again our door is up here. The top is up here. Let's say that we know that this next level over here, this is the second level, this is the first level. And the height of the room, let's call it, how high is a room normally? Maybe 2.5 meters? Okay, so let's call this 2.5 meters. And over here, I don't know, how long do you want that to be? Let's say 4 meters? That's a long set of stairs. Maybe 3 meters. Yeah, call it 3 meters. What color did I make my adjacent pink? All right, now we want to find our angle now, right? So our goal, our find, so my goal is what angle must the stairs have in order to, or what angle must you build this, what must your stairs have? Okay, what angle, I'll put of elevation must your stairs have? So our find is find. We're looking for theta, which is our angle. Okay, now we have our objective. Let's start labeling some stuff. Opposite to the angle, you have the opposite. It's in the name. Our opposite's there. And then opposite to the right angle, you have the hypotenuse, which we are not given. Not going to be particularly helpful. But what we do have is we have our adjacent. So adjacent means next to. So next to the angle, we have our adjacent. ADJ. So for these problems, you often will be given, or almost actually, will be given 2 out of 3 things. So if you notice for our for equations here, we have 3 things that we usually, there are 3 components. We always have our angle. We have 2 sides. It's always going to be angle 2 sides. So you will always be given 2 things and you will be looking for the last final thing. So here we have 3 components, angle, opposite, hypotenuse. Again, another 3 components, angle, adjacent, hypotenuse, and the last and over here we have 3 components, angle, opposite, and adjacent. You will always be given 2 of the 3 things. So here are 2 things that we are given for this example here. Let's write down our givens. What are we given? Do we know our theta? Do we know our angle? We don't. That's what we have to find. Do we know our opposite? We do. Do we know our adjacent? We also know that as well. Okay, now taking a look at our 3 tools here, we need to find something.